안녕하세요, 제르문나입니다. Hi guys! I know it's been a long time, but today I am back with a video teaching you guys how to apply makeup onto your skin if you are going through either an allergic reaction and you have hives all over your face, or you might have, a flare-up or eczema. Just when you have texture on your skin and you don't know what to do and you have to go outside and you want to maybe look more presentable or cover up the redness and the texture. So that's what today's video will be about. So if you're interested, then please keep watching. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's tiny little dots all over my skin, on my forehead, on my eyes, everywhere. Yesterday was probably the worst. I had to run a few errands and I wanted to look more presentable. By all means, you can definitely go outside. This isn't me saying that you need to put on makeup, but I know that you might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And this video is just to teach you guys some tricks, give you the tools that I use when I want to be more confident, and not have people staring at my texture and the redness that is coming through. Now, my tip to you guys is, if this is the case and if you can afford not to go outside when your skin is getting very raw and if it's really uncomfortable and if it's, very sensitive to the touch, I would say don't go outside if you can. Your skin is at a very vulnerable state, and the outside pollutants can irritate it even more. So if that's the case and you have to go outside, I recommend for you not to put on makeup. In fact, I would just say put on sunscreen. I recommend something hydrating like the Hada Labo one. This one is 30 SPF. Clinique has a like a gel cream moisturizer SPF. And even Make Prem has a pure gel sunscreen that I like to use as well. And then, have a face mask on, have some glasses, have a hat, because you really want to protect your skin when it is so vulnerable. I would recommend is doing some sort of mild exfoliation, even taking a rag across your face and, just kind of rubbing it with a gentle cleanser like the Cetaphil one. That is also good because when you're going to be doing makeup, you don't want like dead skin cells or, flakes of skin catching the makeup, because it's gonna show and it's not gonna look very good. And then maybe even applying an aloe vera gel, and then taking a paper towel or a cloth and then slowly and smoothly wiping your skin to take off the extra dead skin cells. And my skin is ready to go ahead with makeup. Foundation that I'm gonna use is the Clio Kill Cover. If you don't want to use a moisturizing foundation, because when your skin is going through this, it's pretty dry as well. So you can either use like a moisturizing foundation, this is the Ampule Cushion, or you can use something that is going to have a matte finish right off the bat and you're not going to have to put a lot of powder on your skin. So I would also like to recommend the Fenty Beauty Foundation. Another one that is good is the Double Wear, because that does dry down to a matte finish. So I'm going to take my Smashbox Cream Cheek brush, and then I'm just going to pounce it in the product, and then I'm just going to apply it to my face. I am now going to take my Beauty Blender and I'm just going to go over everything and really kind of smooth it out. And because there is a little bit more texture under my eyes than previous days, I'm just going to go in with a concealer and I'm just going to concentrate it where the dead skin is catching in order to kind of push it down, and then I'm just gonna push it in. And now I'm just going to use my Cover FX setting powder, and then I'm gonna take my Real Techniques beauty sponge, push a good amount in there, and then with the excess I'm just gonna do the same on my upper eyelids. Now I'm going to take my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. So I'm going to take my microfiber sponge. I really love microfiber sponges. The reason is because of the kind of microfiber. On the outside, it kind of feels like fabric, And instead of where the Beauty Blender, I feel like my foundation can go, you know, all the way deep inside of here. With the microfiber, I feel like it just stays on the outer edge of the bristle. Helps your product stretch a lot further, like you save more money in the long run. It picks up a better amount of product and basically distributes it better than the Beauty Blender would. So I use this for cream products, for blush, bronzer, foundation, whatever. But when it's dry, I like to use it for powder, and I like to use it for pressed powder. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna swirl it around. There's a good amount on there. And I'm just gonna start going over my skin. And then I'm gonna go over my under eyes where we were baking and press it into the skin. We are as matte as can be after all of the powder. Next, I am going to go in with bronzer. It just depends if you want to, you know, if you like looking more chiseled, then probably do your bronzer, you know, after your blush. But for me, I want it to look really natural, so I'm going to do my bronzer first and then my blush. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Becca one, and I'm going to use my Crown angled brush. You also want to make sure you're using clean brushes and clean sponges. You want everything to be nice and clean, even your hands, because your skin's already vulnerable. You don't want to be adding any unnecessary, gross and dirty bacteria on there. One of my favorite things to do when I'm either in a rush or when I don't, you know, want to pull out a whole nother eyeshadow palette is I just take the products that I use on my face and I apply them to my eyes. So I'm going to go in with that bronzer again, and this is one of my Crown brushes for the crease, and I'm just going to use that for my eyeshadow. Shadow right here to lift this part of my eye up. I have these two Milani blushes here. I've had them for a while. One is in the shade 05 Coral Cove, and the other one is Romantic Rose. Coral Rose. It's up to you. If you feel like redness might still be poking through, then I wouldn't necessarily say go for this one, because it might expose it, bring it out within your complexion, so when people look at you it's like, oh, red, 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 red. So if you feel that way, then definitely go for a more mauve tone blush, because it's gonna just look better. You're still gonna have blush on your skin, people are gonna think you're alive, but also you are not gonna be bringing out the redness that's already in your skin. You're not gonna be adding to it. I wanna go with Coral. I changed my mind. Just gonna flick it up and then rub it in. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side, or a lot of dead skin. Then you're just gonna kind of want to buff it in. But for me, my dead skin isn't in this area, so that's why I can flick it. And then if you ever feel like, oh my gosh, I did way too much, then you can just go back in with your powder and go over the edges. And then using the same brush, dipping that into the blush and then putting it on my eyelid. Making sure they're even. Now we are moving on to brows, and it's your own personal preference. If you want to, you know, use a pencil or a pomade, definitely go for it. But for me, you know, all of this has already been such a production, so I just like to be simple and go in with a little brow mascara. This one is from Essence. It's called Make Me Brow, and I don't know, it's only like $3, so. And now that that is done, I like to move into mascara. You can curl your eyelashes if you want to, but with the Benefit Roller Lash, it kind of pushes them up for me, so I don't always feel like I need to. And now that I'm finished with my mascara, the last thing that I usually do in my routine is just some good old pigmented lip gloss. This one is from Buxom and it's called Sandy. It is one of my favorites. It's like a nudie pink. And lastly, if you want to do highlight, you definitely don't need to. Again, if you have texture on your skin, probably don't. But if you still feel like you want to, then I would definitely recommend a baked formula. Usually those are less blinding and they show off less texture than a pressed formula like, let's say, Becca. But for me, I think I'm just gonna leave it like this and take my hair down. And now we are ready for our day. We're ready to go out into the world and have nobody ask us, oh, what's wrong with your face? Oh, why is there so much texture? Because with the powder, it definitely looks a lot better. I think for me, when I go through it, my only giveaway is my eyelids because they peel and get irritated like crazy. But nobody should be that close to your face anyways, so it shouldn't really matter. Thank you so much for watching this video of mine. I'm glad to be back and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this was helpful, if you liked it, if you want to see more from me, then definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or if you want me to do another video, then definitely leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time. Bye bye! 다음에 또 만나요. With me, I sometimes feel like an ugly monster. Okay. I look like a reverse panda, just big ol' white circles going on here.